Back with a Fox News alert. We're waiting to see how Israel responds to Iran's unprecedented attack this weekend. The IDF says this launch of so many missiles, cruise missiles, and UAVs into the territory of the state of Israel will be met with a response. We will do whatever is necessary to protect the state of Israel.
Texas Congressman Randy Weber is leading the effort to condemn Iran with a landmark bipartisan resolution that is being unveiled today. And before that, he joins us right now. Congressman, good morning to you. So Israel has made it clear they are going to respond, and we're hearing that this response could be imminent. What is your reaction to that? And what does that mean for us and our security here at home?
Well, Todd and Carly, thanks for having me. It's about time that people around the world understood that Iran is the leading exporter of terrorism. Israel has been the brunt of it for a long time, as you well know. The upper echelon, if you will, in Iran calls Israel the little Satan and America the great Satan. So we should be paying attention. We should be condemning everything like that Iran does. And actually, we should be banning everything they export with all kinds of sanctions and making sure that they feel the pain of being alienated from the rest of the world community. We've got to do those things.
But the problem is this administration doesn't seem to get that. And that was evidenced by this exchange. John Kirby disregarding the administration's unfreezing of funds for Iranian leaders. Watch.
Now that we know that the Iranians do not listen to President Biden's public warnings, is there any regret here about unfreezing billions of dollars for Iranian leaders during the president's administration?
What unfreezing are you talking about?
He unfroze billions of dollars
for Iranian leaders?
Yeah.
Really? I don't think so. None of those funds. Funds set up in an account, by the way, by the previous administration, goes directly to the supreme leader of the IRGC, can only be used for humanitarian purposes, and we're watching that account very, very closely.
Congressman, is this administration that naive to believe that this money is not being used to fund terror like we saw on Saturday?
Todd, are you kidding? It's only for humanitarian purposes. Didn't you hear him? Now, if you believe that, I've got some oceanfront property in Oklahoma I want to sell you. It is unbelievable the amount of ignorance that this administration is demonstrating time and time again, as if we just play fair with Iran, they'll eventually come around, and nothing could be further from the truth.
So there is now renewed focus on passing a foreign aid bill of some form, and yesterday House Speaker Mike Johnson said that it could come in 4 separate parts: aid to Israel, aid to Ukraine, aid to Taiwan, and then another package having to do with TikTok. Is this idea of 4 separate bills going anywhere, Congressman?
Well, we had the conference yesterday evening or yesterday afternoon before votes, and we had a lot of discussion about that. You're going to see them come to the floor, and everybody gets to vote their district. You know, I'm the Gulf Coast of Texas, very, very conservative district. We love Israel. We are all about making sure that the Chinese the Chinese Communist Party doesn't get into our kids' TikTok accounts and those kinds of things. So everybody will vote their district. The fourth bill that you kind of alluded to, Carly, is what we call the Repo Act, which lets us sell Russian assets that we've confiscated. So I think you're going to see those come to the floor. We're going to have some debate. The Speaker's committed to that. You're going to see amendments allowed. You're going to see, hopefully, the rule passed, and hopefully we'll actually get something done.
It's an interesting way of breaking it down to get as much support as possible. Congressman Weber, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. I want to just give a quick update to, this weekend's recent events with Israel, with Iran, and their missile attack on Israel. We've been keeping our eye on, Israel's response, and as this report from Fox News says, that the response could be imminent. Okay. And as we all know, we are keeping a watchful eye out on World War III. Okay. Obviously, we know there's other prophecies that have to come to pass before that, but this is the buildup. This is the build up to it. Okay, we know the scriptures, talking about, these different nations and how they will gather in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh's decision, and World War III will play out. Okay, but in the meantime and in between time, these, it has to build up. It's not just going to happen overnight. And we're looking forward to the response from Israel, because we know they want to remove the current, Iranian president out of his seat. They want to remove that, that guy out of his, and ultimately Iran wants to wipe the so-called Jewish state off the face of the earth. Okay, they've been declared that for a very long time. Okay, and we're seeing two major players in these last days, two major players as far as nations who will be major factors in the Third World War. Okay, because with Israel, we know the United States will, come to their aid, and we know Russia will come to the aid of Iran. Okay, and these are four major players in the build up and the culmination of the Third World War, which is beautiful. Okay, this makes us that much more faithful. This is when these events happen, these are faith boosters. Okay, because it makes the word of YAHAWASHI true. Scriptures tell us to measure thou the times diligently in itself. Okay, let me get that real quick. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, and this scripture will come out. This scripture will be a staple within the, with the brothers and the prophets, in these last days, because we're seeing the events, okay, that allow us to measure the times diligently, okay, and link it up with Bible prophecy, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Yahawashi said he is the spirit of prophecy, okay, and prophecy is what we're looking out for in these last days. This is Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. What is this talking about? It's talking about prophecy. Okay, the word of the Lord in general, right? Nothing coming out of these scriptures will fail. Not one of these prophecies shall fail. All right, we are in the end of the end. We're in the last days of the last days. All right, it says, no one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit has gathered them. Okay, so we know that the word of the Lord will come true. The prophecies will come true in one way, shape, or form. All right. Again, like I mentioned earlier, that we know that the prophecies of Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, these have to happen. We're going to see martial law. We're going to see all hell break loose. All right. Before those nukes start flying. But at the end of the day, we know what's coming. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 22. Okay. Because ultimately, we're looking for Babylon the Great to be destroyed, man. Okay. That's going to be the curtain call. Okay. The final scene. All right. Of this man's rulership. When those nukes hit Babylon the Great. Isaiah 14:22. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord, Yahawah of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord Yahawah of hosts. All right. So judgment is coming to Babylon. The Lord is going to cut off Babylon, right? And everything within it. Okay, its name, its legacy, what it stood for, the destruction that it brought to the earth. It's all going to be done away with. Okay, that besom of destruction, sweep it with the besom of destruction. Those nuclear missiles are going to annihilate this place. All right? And the day of the Lord is near. The day of the Lord is near. You could bet your bottom dollar. All right, so this is just a quick update to, what's been happening recently in the news. All right, real quick. Zephaniah 1:14. I'm going to close out with this. It says, the great day of the Lord, Yahawah is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Okay, all of these nations and their military. Okay, because Yahawah, when Yahawah comes with the angels and the chariots and to bring war to this place, it's going to be, man, it's going to be a flawless victory for Yahawah and the angels and for the elect. All right, it says the great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath. All right, that day, the day of Yahawah is a day of wrath. All right, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness. Those nukes are going to waste this place. The lasers from the chariots are going to waste this place. The spiritual power from the elect is going to waste this place. All right, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Okay? All hell is coming to the wicked, starting with Esau, Edom, and the other heathen nations. Okay? And 2/3 of the nation of Israel have done their bidding, who've done the bidding of the beast. All right, verse 16, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced city and against the high towers. Yahawah is going to bring swift judgment against Esau, Edom, Babylon the Great. All right. And the salvation for the elect is nigh. All right. So with that, hope you were edified. As always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.